Welcome back to Baiskeli Stories. This is our episode 2. And today we are excited to have with us two guests who will introduce themselves in a bit. But we're very excited because this is where our story started, Rose.
Yes, so today we have the Joyriders. We mentioned to you in our last episode that they would be coming up in this episode, and we are really excited to sit down and converse with them and look back on this journey we've taken together from when we started cycling. I think today is going to be an interesting episode.
I am Angie Wainaina, or Angela, formerly Angela. I'm a performance coach and a strategy consultant. Mm-hmm. And then I say I'm a cyclist. Yes. And a woman in her 50s, mid-50s to be precise.
Right. I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's really just who I am. In terms of what I do, I'm the captain of Joyriders. And Joyriders is a cycling club based at Karen Country Club. Been captain for Joyriders for the last 3 years.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Over to you.
My name is Joseph Kuria. I'm a Joyrider coach.
Yes.
I've been in this industry for many years, I can say, since 1999.
Wow.
I've been doing this thing we call cycling. Actually, this is my side of hustle because I do cycling like all my life. Yeah.
I'm so happy to see that the cycling community is growing bigger and bigger and bigger, because when I started, cyclists was so rare on the road. So I'm so happy when I see somebody who want to ride, because we always advise them, just like it, then we'll change, the body will change.
How did you start out? Like when did cycling become a thing for you?
Actually, I started cycling when I was still very young. Yeah. Just seeing other people in the village riding those Bracamambas, those big machines, and admired to be on it. And then one day I met a friend of mine who now encouraged me and told me, yes, you can do it. I was still riding that Bracamamba, but with gears, not the usual. It was modified. So there was some little mechanical kind of. So it was modified. It has gears. So he told me, okay, with this machine, you can also start. And then when I started, he coaches me, he pushes me, take me to the side of Konabaridi, because I was living in Kiserian back then. And then that's how it started. And I'm still on it till today.
So tell us, how did the Joyriders start and the connection, Angie?
That's an exciting story to tell. So we started during COVID, actually, in the heart of COVID, about August 2020.
Yeah.
We came to Karen Country Club to ride, because at the time, I'll say I was riding on my own, and then somebody said, there's a group that's coming to ride at Karen on a Sunday in August. I said, okay, let me come. And then I came and I found Kuria. And Kuria had come with a group of boys and our coach Kamau. And so we started riding. On that day, we rode a very short distance, 7 kilometers, came back. And then we said we're coming back the next Sunday. We came back the next Sunday. And then it went on and on and on. And then one day, Kuria and Coach Kamau tell us that we're going to ride to Dry Port. Do you know where Dry Port is? In Naivasha. So
I remember that.
Okay, let's try. This thing can't be that bad. So we didn't know what was waiting for us. We got there. But on the way back, we stopped. So we're off-road. At Joyriders, we cycle off-road. Most of the time, because we're a mountain biking club. So on the way back, on the same off-road, we had one banana that we needed to, we were so hungry, and we had one banana. And we were 4 of us. I remember it was Alex Sane, who you know.
Yes.
Eva, Deru, who you know.
Yes.
Coach Kuria, Coach Kamau, and myself. So we had to share the one banana. And then so we asked ourselves, so somebody said, so why are we doing this?
Yeah, what's it?
What is this about? And then somebody says, well, we're doing it for joy. And I was like, what kind of joy? Then I remember one of us saying, so why don't we call ourselves Joyriders? And that's where Joyriders was created.
Started.
Out of
Wow.
a single banana.
And that's how Joyriders came to form.
Yes.
And the name then covered the boys, and then we said, okay, let's start this cycling club
Okay.
and give what the experience that we have or we're experiencing to others. And that's how we started.
So what was the vision, and how have you seen that vision play out till today?
The vision was, Korea mentioned that there's a group of boys
Yeah.
that we ride with.
Yes.
And a lot of the times, because he mentioned we were going out on rides, him, Eva, myself, and Korea, and the boys.
Yeah.
And so when we'd be out there, I was watching what the boys were doing,
Yeah.
and what Coach Kamau and Coach Korea were doing with them. And there was the things that we were learning as a result of riding with them.
Right.
And then we thought, and then we said, you know what? This is something that can be taken further. These boys are young boys in school, between the age of 9 to 23, and they used to ride every day. They used to train every day. There was discipline. There was a lot of mentorship happening on the road. And so we said, how can we take this further? How can we contribute? How can we get people to know that this exists?
Yeah.
And that these kids can actually teach us something, because they used to teach us a lot.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
you know, when you're riding, change your gears, encouraging you. Sometimes
still
you'll be
do.
pushed. They still do.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And so we said, let's start a junior development program for young cyclists who come from backgrounds that are not so privileged, and garner the support for them through riding, but also bring other people into the experience. So then that's how we started now pulling the likes of yourselves,
Yes.
and other riders who ride with us at Joyriders to start to experience and learn from these boys and also from the coaches. And that's, so the vision we have for Joyriders is to get to a point where we actually have a cycling academy where we can house these boys.
Yeah.
They can go to school from there.
Yeah.
But every time they come back home, and I say home in quotes,
Yeah.
it's home to camp.
Yeah.
Home in camp, they train.
Train.
They're mentored, and they start to now grow to a point where they become pro cyclists. And if they don't become pro cyclists, they can become coaches, they can become bike mechanics, but they start to nurture themselves to become something that will be bigger than what they are today and contribute to their community.
Absolutely, yeah.
And so that's the vision that we have for the next 5, 7, 10 years, whatever
okay.
it will take.
Yeah.
And we can take them as far as we can. And when we get to a point where we say, okay, are they pro cyclists? Can somebody else take them to the next level and take them out regionally,
Yes,
internationally?
yes.
That's where we are.
Yeah.
That's where we want to go.
Korea, when they start getting into races, tell us how they feel about it. Do they want to participate? Is that something they are looking forward to, especially when they see their friends winning or on the leaderboard for the Kenya cycling races, whatever? Is that something now they are looking forward to, the young boys?
Actually, yes, I can say, but still before getting to be a proper or
Race, yeah.
to be on podium, such kind of things, there's a lot which goes on the background, which people don't understand. There's a lot of mentorship to tell these kids, you're still young, you have time. Even if you don't win today, you have time. You'll win tomorrow. So our big aim is to make sure when they are there competing and all those stuff, to interact with other different of peoples, so that they can feel, yes, I can do it, And then you challenge yourself, I've beaten this, to give yourself that hype for the next time, So that's what we keep on
doing.
All the time.
I've always wondered, how do you find the boys? How do you identify the boys? Do they come to you?
Actually, it's very easy. They all live in one community.
Okay.
And it goes round, or words goes round. One kid has a friend, another friend wants to
I
join.
see.
So it's
Okay.
keep on going round and round. So the key thing now, the difficult part now is to select the one who are serious and they are motivated. Because it's all about passion.
Yeah.
Because if you're not passionate about it, you won't go far.
No,
that's
you won't.
know.
That's true. Yeah.
So first what we do, we have indoor trainers there at Kamau's Praise.
Yeah.
Each and every evening after school, they come do training for an hour.
Okay.
So there now you assess and see he can go far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So basically, doing that particular ride really opened us up to thinking bigger and beyond. But maybe, and you can talk a bit about what is the story behind these long rides and out of town trips that we've done round the mountain. We've gone coast to capital. Is it capital to coast?
Yeah.
What's the story there?
So one of the things about joyriders is we like to explore. And so we said exploration is not just riding out in your backyard on the roads around, Karen or Kikuyu or Gong. So we said, you know what? Why don't we try something different? And the something different was our first 100 kilometers, which is Nairobi, Naivasha is 100K. Or Karen to Naivasha is 100K because we started on Karen. And so initially it was to say, okay, let's test our endurance and see how far can we go without getting into a car. And also, what's the experience just in terms of riding on the road, long distance? And then seeing something different. So Nairobi, Naivasha was the first ride, and you remember we managed to gather everybody. And then I remember that morning it was very cold, it was drizzling, and we were thinking, was this a very good idea? But when we started.
Yes, we did.
But what it really brought out was just the ability to get rid of fear.
What's interesting for us as well is the journey that we've come through on our equipment and the difference that the equipment makes, and so talk about that a little bit, like the journey of the equipment that we use in cycling.
Investing in a good bike, it helps you enjoy your ride. I think it's one thing to say, okay, if you're starting out and you have a bike, start with what you have. I always say start with what you have, and then upgrade as you go along. Depending on how much you're enjoying your riding.
Your rides, yes.
Because the bikes are there.
They're there.
We have the mountain bikes, which we sell as joyriders. And that's an opportunity to say, okay, come, let me try and ride this bike. And if I like it, then I can buy it.
Okay.
But it really, learning how to change the gears, the seats. What is the thing on the road called when you change for comfort? Let me say.
Yes,
the suspension.
The suspension.
Yes, suspension. So there's a lot that comes with that. But there's equipment and there's gear.
Gear.
So comfortable cycling gear is important. Get your right biking shorts, your gear, your shoes, just to be comfortable when you're riding. It's really it has to match. That matches the bike, so to speak.
Absolutely.
And one of the recent growth angles we've taken, and I touched on it earlier on, is the women on wheels. Wow. You may want to talk about that and what that is doing to the female rider. So
WOW was birthed out of joyriders because we used to get a lot of women who'd come and say, well, I don't think I can ride with this group. It's a bit intimidating. I don't know how to ride. I'm scared of riding on the road. So we thought, okay, let's get women into an environment where they're comfortable, where they're together, and where they're supported. And whether you know how to ride a bike or not, there's an opportunity for you to learn or an opportunity for you to improve. And so we said, let's create a program. And the program is Women on Wheels. And we said program so that we get women to commit to a period of time where they commit to doing something, finishing, and seeing their progress.
The results.
So you see the transition from when you started to 6 to 8 to 10 weeks later, and then you can tell your story, and you can also not just tell your story but show us, this is what I've learned, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I couldn't do,
and now I'm doing it,
and now I'm doing it, and I'm in an environment where I have women who are supporting me and challenging me.
And what has the response been like? What have you seen? Like, what has it been like?
It's been amazing. I found that there's a lot of women are interested. Sometimes it takes a lot of convincing to say, okay, just come for the first lesson. But once they start, they just keep going. They just keep at it, and then they tell others.
Yeah. So tell me, Coach, how do you handle training or teaching an adult how to ride a bike? It's easy for the kids because they are adventurous, they are not scared of falling, they'll just go. Now, yes, I brought myself as Rose.
Actually, do you know, teaching an adult, it's very easy than
Really?
teaching a kid. Yes.
Really?
Because
I
first
thought
of all, you know the safeties and you don't want to fall. So you're protecting yourself from falling. A kid doesn't know that. And a parent has trusted you with his kid to train.
And the kid is
Imagine
taking risks.
a kid fall.
Yeah.
So it's very difficult by that. Training an adult is very easy.
Oh,
So we
I
prefer
thought
even training adults because
Yeah.
it's only a day, two, the third day you're ready by yourself. Then the fourth day, the fifth day, you're out there on the road showing you the trails and the tricks.
Angie, tell us, for this year, what is in store for Joyriders?
The message ultimately here that Joyriders, through participation, will help you conquer your fears, will help you expand your horizons as a person. You'll be able to look out, your outlook for life changes, I must say. I think for me, I've been grown in many ways, but through Joyriders, I have basically conquered my fears and learned how to do different things, challenging things. For example, you mentioned the triathlons. A little later in our show, we'll be speaking to Michael of Team TriFit, and just bring all these things, the whole system of things that is working together and being birthed out of the initial ride. You know, that ride has now brought us into a space where we are doing triathlons. Now I see we are moving into mountains. And it all speaks to what Baiskeli Stories is all about, to tell the story of the health and fitness arena in Kenya and spread the word that, you know, there's something for everybody to do. And as Coach has said, you just need to start. You just need to start. So I think it's been really wonderful speaking to you, Angie, and you, Coach Kuria. I'm sure the viewers back home have, been engaged enough to ask more questions. So we encourage you to drop us a line, to ask a question, to share your stories. If you want to know more about the Joyriders, we'll be posting their details at the end of the show, and you can catch up with Coach here or with Captain. There's also Eva, who was very instrumental at the start. We will also have Coach Kamau. So there's a lot of people within the team who we can reach out to, or you can guide. Maybe as your parting shot, you'll share how it is that other people can come to be part and parcel of Joyriders in the future.
So if you're sitting there and listening to this podcast and wondering, how can I join Joyriders?
Yes.
Well, we say just come. Come with an open mind. Come, show up, as Coach mentioned. And when you show up, we'll take care of you, right? We're based at Karen Country Club. We have group rides on Wednesday mornings at 6 a.m. and Saturdays at 8 a.m. Group rides are for all levels, beginner, intermediate, and elite, all escorted by coaches. And we make sure that we leave together, we come back together. And so it's an experience that we're inviting you to try out. And we always welcome anybody. It doesn't matter. So long as you're not under 8 years old, I think we can accommodate you. But really, we have senior riders. I think our senior most rider is 64 years old. Yes. So there's a range of us. Yeah. And you're very, very welcome to join us.
This is a secret of just, living and really pushing your body to do something different and just keeping the blood flowing and your heart beating and beating in very different paces and beats.
So thank you, Coach. Parting shot.
Okay, for me, I would like to encourage all men out there. We have a program called MOB, Men on Bike. Yes. Like what we have, women on wheels. Yes. Wow. So tell them to start. Don't fear. Yes. Even if you don't know how to ride,
Just come.
Just come.
So thank you so much, Captain Angie, Coach Kuria, for coming, for sharing with us the stories. A lot of some stories, some things we didn't know. Rose and I did not know. So we're excited to hear about it. So thank you for coming. Joy Riders is where it started. Joy Riders is home for us. So please like, subscribe, and share. And we hope to see you next time on Baiskeli Stories. So from all of us here at Baiskeli Stories, we'll see you next time.
Yeah.